Milton J. Schloss was born in Louisville, Kentucky on November 15, 1913. But after his father died in 1919, Schloss's mother returned to Cincinnati to work in the family meat business started by Schloss's grandfather, Elias Kahn. By age 14, Milt was also working with his mother at the butcher shop on weekends and during the summers. Schloss graduated from Hughes High School and went on to attend the University of Michigan, where he graduated in 1934. While there, he was a member of the University of Michigan golf team that won the NCAA championship. He also won the Michigan State Amateur Welterweight Club boxing title. Schloss returned to Cincinnati to attend the law school at the University of Cincinnati, where he graduated in 1937, first in his class. He passed the bar exam, but decided not to practice law, but rather go to work in the family's business. In May of 1942, Milt enlisted in the Army, where he was trained as a combat intelligence officer, serving overseas, eventually earning the rank of captain, as well as being the recipient of 6 battle stars, the Bronze Star, and the French Jubilee of Liberty. Schloss returned to Kahn's in 1946 as vice president. In 1948, Milt's uncles, Louis and Albert Kahn, died within 6 weeks of each other, and Milton Schloss was appointed president. The next few years were difficult, and Schloss was forced to make his share of tough decisions. In the early 50s, Kahn's mostly had been a fresh meat business, where the average profit per pound of meat sold was about 1 cent. It became obvious to Schloss that the company had to lessen the importance of pork and beef commodity sales with little or no margins and get into more processed and packaged products with their better profits. Kahn's first new processed product was Deluxe Club Bologna, which became the best-selling bologna in the area. Next came hot dogs. Radio, television, and print advertising were used, and the catchy phrase, "The wiener the world awaited," was introduced into the advertising message. It was a tremendous success. Even though the products were more expensive, they sold well because of quality. By the early 1960s, Kahn's processed meats represented 70% of their business, and Kahn's was no longer making a penny a pound, but 15 to 20 cents profit per pound. A marketing tool introduced in the late 50s and early 60s was inserting baseball, basketball, and football cards in packages of wieners, featuring action pictures of players on the Cincinnati Reds team and the stars of the Pittsburgh Pirates, as well as future Hall of Famers in football and basketball. All were immediate hits. In 1966, Consolidated Foods of Chicago, now Sara Lee, made an offer to buy the Kahn's company. Consolidated wanted to form a meat group. The company was sold with the stipulation that Milton Schloss and his management team join the board of directors of Consolidated and make all meat business and related personnel decisions. Schloss quickly saw the opportunity for expansion and bought the Quality Packing Company so that Kahn's could make a smoked sausage to compete with Eckrich. Kahn's thus launched its new smoked sausage under the name of Hillshire Farm. Schloss and his team quickly recognized the opportunities for selling both Kahn's and Hillshire Farm products, and within 2 years, they equaled Eckrich business base, producing over 1 million pounds weekly. Other sausage products were added to the line, and by the 1980s, Hillshire Farm was truly a national product, sold in all 50 states, producing over 2.5 million pounds of sausage per week. In November 1983, Schloss retired at age 70 after heading the company for 35 years. He had taken the struggling company from a shaky foundation to a stable organization. In the last 17 years of his leadership, sales had increased from $40 million to $1 billion, and profits had a compounded increase of 20% each year, while building $50 million of tax-paid reserves. After retiring from Kahn's, Schloss taught 4 years at the University of Cincinnati School of Business before being coaxed out of retirement by friend Carl Lindner when he asked him to help them turn around their meat business at John Morrell and Company. What was to be a year commitment turned into 3 years. With a changing industry, it wasn't an easy task, but Schloss helped to stabilize the business, including winning the largest settlement ever paid by a union in this country an award of $29 million. Schloss's varied talents include authorship of a book on business management, management at Cannes, lessons learned while growing up, and the definitive history of the meat industry for the Cincinnati Historical Society. Although Milton Schloss says his pace of life is slowing down, this 82-year-old man, with a room full of golfing trophies and the stamina to exercise 4 times a week, play golf 3 times a week, travel, and do consulting, can still do just about anything he sets his mind to.